I'm so glad to be here with you. And for those traveling, welcome to DC. This is a gorgeous city. I'm a newlywed and just moved here just about a year and a half ago, and I love it here. What an invigorating summit. My name is Aili Reome, and I'm with the Caterpillar Foundation. For those of you who aren't familiar, Caterpillar is a Midwest-based company. We're a heavy equipment manufacturing company with mining and construction. You may have seen some of our equipment on the side of the road or on your way to your travels here. And you might be thinking, what does Caterpillar, that big yellow heavy equipment manufacturing company, have to do with Girl Up? For us, it's about building economies. Strong individuals create strong families create strong communities, and strong communities lift economies. At Caterpillar, we have this saying, it's our internal motto: the road to progress starts with a road. So as Caterpillar Inc. is building our global infrastructure and meeting our world's energy needs, the foundation is building our human infrastructure. Our mission is to alleviate poverty by putting people on the pathway to prosperity. And we do that by investing in the root causes. Things like investing in access to water, access to education, restoring our natural infrastructure. But it also means investing where you get the best results: girls and women. Over the last few years, we've been refining our foundation strategy, and we really began to extract the data to get to that root cause. So for instance, in developing countries especially, poverty disproportionately impacts girls and women. Who walks for hours a day to collect water, to collect firewood, dung, whatever will burn, and who cooks the food? It's the girls and women. Whereas men go to school and they go to work. We realized we needed to level the playing field because poverty is sexist. This audience knows as well as any that when you invest in a girl and women, your investment is exponential because it lifts her and her community. Research shows that an educated girl will marry later in life. Women entrepreneurs repay back their loans at nearly 100%. A 10% increase in school attendance raises the country's GDP by 3%. This is a vital economic story. So to break that cycle of poverty, we must focus on girls and women, as she must be successful. So in order to tackle that root cause, we need the right partners. So this is where it gets a little interesting. This is where we meet Melissa and the Girl Up team. Because I was not part of that initial meeting in 2013, I called my colleague, Jennifer Zamuto, she's our foundation manager, and I asked her, what was going through your mind when you first met the United Nations Foundation and Melissa? She told me it was like one of those magical first dates. There was a special connection, and she knew if they came together, we would create meaningful work. And by the end of that date, she said, I wanted to walk down the aisle with the United Nations Foundation. Melissa, you were part of that date, so perhaps you can attest to that a little later. Aside from having the right chemistry with your partners, we look for partners that exemplify the strength and willingness to collaborate and innovate. So when we were looking for a strong partner in this space, we saw such a strong tie to our mission and our vision. Girl Up was bringing attention to these vital issues. Additionally, girls in the US have varying levels of exposure to the environments of their sisters across the world. And this could be a remarkable way to develop advocacy, leadership, and policy training, and provide a platform for girls to be the change agents. And talk about an authentic and genuine voice. I mean, you guys heard from these girls, an organization not run by some entity, but for girls, by girls. If girls want a club, they make it happen. Last year, I was a table mentor at this summit, and the whole time I thought, these girls should be mentoring me. I'm not the table mentor. These chapters are amazing, and the work that they're doing is outstanding. And to quote from a true artiste, who run the world? Girls. Thank you. Now, I want to point out that this summit is about sharing, the exchange of ideas, and learning, but I don't want you to lose sight of the fact that this group goes through a very vigorous analytical process, and they have a very concrete way of measuring their results. I'm sure many of our UNF team members can attest to our difficult process at the foundation. You know, we have a joke. Sometimes we feel like the Shark Tank. You guys know that show? As a corporate foundation, we literally receive thousands of requests. I think this year we received around 5,000. And of those 5,000 requests, we only invest in about 500. So I'll be honest, we're tough. It's a competitive process. And my colleague Glenn Harris is in the audience today. He runs our education portfolio. And if you would like, he would be happy to go over the finite details of our very diligent process. Nevertheless, it's extremely competitive and a huge testament to organizations like the United Nations Foundation. They live up to the standard, and they have become an honored partner and friend of our foundation. Now, it seems like a long time ago, but in 3 short years, we've seen how Girls Up innovative approach for girls, by girls, works, as it motivates and trains teen girls to become global leaders and advocate for girls around the world. This unique leadership training and skills development aligns directly with the Caterpillar Foundation's mission to alleviate poverty. And I also think it's partners like the United Nations Foundation that has helped us become thought leaders in this space and introduce us to new governments, the United Nations, other nonprofits, and business leaders. And it's a culmination of our Together Stronger model, which you'll hear a little bit more later. Our partnership with Girl Up has led to other investments like the Global Cook Stove Alliance, which aligns directly with our mission and our vision. And as we've added partners over the years, UNF has done an excellent job of partnering with our other partners and collaborating, like Global Poverty Project, the One Campaign, and others. So in thinking about my remarks today, I was reflecting on how this particular investment has impacted not only our company, but our community. At the end of 2013, we hosted and partnered our very first film premiere screening of Girl Rising, where we featured Girl Up. We had employees, community leaders, girls attend. But one of the most tremendous results of that summit was that it morphed into a Girl Up chapter being created in our own backyard in East Peoria. So we're very excited about that chapter today. I also wanted to speak about an internal story at our company. This is an initiative that is synonymous with Girl Up. It's about confidence, it's about speaking up, and it's about empowering women. Over the last couple years in particular, our foundation has laid positive groundwork for girls and women, but that caused us to think, what's going on in our 4 walls at Caterpillar? Caterpillar leaders, including our Vice President, Catherine Carroll, who you'll hear more from tomorrow, recently launched an effort called Women in Leadership. This initiative is a major step towards a more diverse and inclusive workforce. Today, we have 2 Caterpillar employees representing the Women in Leadership, Sarah Jorgensen and Bridget Young. Please raise your hands, and thank you so much for being here. Women in Leadership found that one of the root causes of our female employees' encounter is that they don't have enough role models or the same skill-building opportunities that put them at a disadvantage. These skills and opportunities run the gamut. Everything from women not feeling 100% qualified for a job, so they don't apply, or not feeling comfortable to speak up in meetings. And did you guys know that men will apply for a job even if they're only 50% qualified? Ridiculous. I also want to recognize one other friend of our foundation. We have the former president of the Society of Women Engineers and one of Caterpillar's chief engineers, Stacey Delvecchio. Stacey is a beacon. She is leading one of today's breakout sessions, and it's called #ILookLikeAnEngineer. Partnering with Girl Up, this is a wonderful example of collaboration. Stacey will be able to tell a unique story that real women, smart women, are doing some amazing things in STEM, like 3D printing, solving some of the world's most difficult problems, and finding innovative solutions. And guess what? We need more girls. Today I've talked a lot about the how, but I also want to talk, today I talked a lot about the why, but I want to address some of the how we work together. At Caterpillar, we believe that no one organization, no one group, no one person can alleviate poverty. It's only through the work of everyone coming together that we can even think about tackling such a tremendous goal. We call this Together Stronger to get her stronger. In the spirit of Together Stronger, I'd like to play a short video.
One day our grandchildren will come home from history class and ask about the tragedies of our past. There were so many human beings enduring so much suffering, they'll wonder how that could have been. And maybe it was complicated. But children don't believe in complicated. In a child's unobstructed eyes, justice isn't complicated, justice is simple. We don't need to wait for our grandkids to see. How to get there is our challenge. And what if we could agree to think of Spaceship Earth as our global community, to put aside our differences and various beliefs, our politics, religions, and our ideologies, to tap into our overwhelmingly common humanity, and come together stronger than any one of us could be. Raindrops don't seem special till they're nourishing our land, and there are underground cities built by thousands of determined ants. A single cell is simple, but they combine to make up every woman and man. You know, a bird can't fill the sky alone, but enough of them sure can. Together we can feed each other strength when we are weak. Together we can bring human potential to its peak. Together we can change realities that seem impossible alone. Together we can turn this round green house into our round green home. If citizens, organizations, governments, and companies can come together as the global family we need to be, we might just leave our grandchildren a world that they'll be proud to lead. Those suffering might experience the epitome of being free. If we apply a recipe of action, heart, and unity, maybe one day they'll ask us,
Grandma, Grandpa, what was poverty?
The only way we can get her stronger is by working together. This is why we continue to partner with Girl Up and other organizations like this. Girl Up is driving sustainable solutions and social and economic results. This isn't necessarily about one group, one person being more important than the other. It's about leveling the playing field so that everyone has the same opportunity. Together, she is stronger. Together, we are stronger. Together, stronger. Thank you so much.